The road had been quiet for too long. It stretched endlessly beneath the heavy night sky, its surface cracked and uneven, as though it had survived too many journeys and remembered every one of them. The bus moved forward with tired determination, its engine humming like something alive but wounded, pushing itself past the point where rest was reasonable. The man at the wheel kept his eyes forward, posture stiff, shoulders squared by years of carrying responsibility without complaint. He had learned that roads like this demanded attention, roads that offered no signs, no landmarks, no reassurance. Beside him, the dashboard lights flickered faintly, painting his face in dull colors that made him look older than he was. In the back, his daughter sat awake, her reflection sliding across the darkened window as the cityless night passed by. At 17, she had already learned to read silence, to feel danger before it spoke. Her brother, younger and still half held by childhood, slept fitfully, his body jerking awake each time the bus rattled or dipped, as though his instincts were trying to warn him of something his dreams could not explain. The city emerged without ceremony. One moment there was only fog and darkness, and the next there were buildings, tall, narrow, and crowded together in a way that felt intentional, almost conspiratorial. Their windows were dark, unwelcoming, reflecting nothing but more darkness. No traffic lights blinked in greeting. No distant sounds of life drifted outward. The city did not announce itself because it did not need to. The man felt it immediately, a subtle pressure against his chest, like stepping into a room where an argument had just ended. Before he could speak, the engine coughed, once, twice, each sound echoing far too loudly in the stillness. The bus shuddered, slowed, and finally rolled to a helpless stop in the middle of the road. The sudden silence was crushing. It wrapped around them, thick and deliberate, as though the city itself had leaned closer to listen. The man stepped down first, his shoes meeting asphalt that felt unnaturally cold beneath his feet. The air smelled wrong, metallic, damp, tinged with something old and stagnant. He told his children it would be fine, that buses broke down all the time, that cities always had mechanics, always had people willing to help. His voice sounded steady, but the words felt hollow as soon as they left his mouth. His daughter scanned the buildings ahead, her eyes narrowing, while her brother clung closer than usual, fully awake now, fear sharpening his awareness. The man checked his phone. No signal. He wasn't surprised. Some places, he realized, did not want to be connected to the outside world. Headlights flared behind them, cutting through the fog like a blade. A car slowed and stopped with controlled ease, its engine smooth, confident, too confident for a place like this. A man stepped out and leaned casually against the hood, lighting a cigarette. The flame briefly illuminated his face. Calm, composed, eyes sharp with a kind of knowing that made the man uneasy. Another figure emerged from the car, quieter, standing slightly back, his gaze sweeping the road and the city with silent caution. The first man spoke without introduction. "Your bus won't move again," he said, not cruelly, but with unsettling certainty. His eyes moved to the children, lingering just long enough to feel invasive. This city doesn't like interruptions. The man felt a chill crawl up his spine, though he could not say why. They explained their situation quickly. The stranger listened, exhaling smoke that twisted strangely before fading. "Night comes fast here," he said, glancing toward the clustered buildings ahead. "You don't want to be outside when it settles." His brother shifted uneasily, but did not argue. A decision passed between them, unspoken and heavy. "There's a hotel not far from here," the stranger continued. "You can stay there until morning." The offer felt less like kindness and more like inevitability. The man hesitated, instinct warning him that trust in places like this came at a price. But the road behind them was dead, and the city ahead was already watching. They followed the car into the city. Streetlights flickered on as they passed beneath them, then dimmed again, as if conserving energy or hiding something. The daughter felt it then, a sensation of being observed not from windows, but from the empty spaces between buildings. The stranger drove as though guided by something deeper than familiarity, turning corners without hesitation, slowing before intersections he should not have known were there. The hotel appeared suddenly, rising from the street like a thought that did not belong. Its sign buzzed weakly, several letters missing, casting uneven shadows against the wall. Inside, the air was warm and sweet, layered thickly over decay. The receptionist smiled too widely, his eyes dull, unfocused, and handed over keys without asking for names. As they climbed the stairs, the stranger stopped abruptly. His expression hardened, eyes unfocusing as though something invisible had passed directly through him. His hand slipped into his coat, fingers closing around something solid and wooden. His brother noticed immediately. The man with the children did not. "Leave at first light," the stranger said quietly, his voice carrying weight it had not held before. "Do not stay when the night finishes what it starts." Outside, the city settled deeper into itself, patient and hungry, knowing the road had delivered exactly what it needed.